G'day mates, how's it going? You're on DirtByte. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 Highlands Fishing Expansion. So as you can see, we are in a bigger JCB. This is the Icon 4220. I've spec'd it out to the full highest horsepower, which is 235 horsepower, because we do need 200 horsepower for what we're towing. So here we go. That's the what we've got on the back, the roper harvester or the collector for the onions. So yeah, we need 200 horsepower for that, so that's why I've gone with the higher spec medium sized JCB. Both of these are on lease, so it has cost us probably close to $20,000 to lease these. I don't know if it's going to be worth it with how much we're going to make from the onions, since we're already leasing the other harvester and chopper. But realistically, this is just, you know, a bit of experimenting, see what onions are like, what they're about, how much money we can make from it, and it's also just fun to try out new things. And I've been looking forward to trying out the bigger JCBs since I started driving the little JCB that started on this map. So far, I'm pretty impressed. They're really cool looking. Really cool looking tractor, I think. Look at that, it looks like an absolute beast. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes with this harvester. I'm hoping that because it has got the horsepower, it's going to be able to do what we need it to do. So we're going to find out in a minute. What we'll do is we're going to go around and pick up the two rows we've already lifted, and then we'll jump back into the New Holland to do some more lifting. So let's just see unfolded. I'm assuming it just, obviously it's offset. Might need to wait till we get into the field to, there we go. So it's offset. So obviously the onions get picked up there in the left hand side. You can put that down, turn it on. So let's just get going. So it seems like it's collecting. I hope that this it's not missing any. I think it's going to just take a little while to get used to where the tractor needs to be and where the collection area is for this harvester. It does have a 1.5 meter working width, so hopefully these swaths are not greater than that and they're able to pick it up all right. So we're running pretty straight there, and that seems like it's picking them up well if I can stay on the line. It's been hard from this angle. And then, oh wow, we're up to 50% already. So obviously we're going to get quite a lot of onions from this field. So it may be worth hiring all the equipment we've hired then, if we're going to get a very bulky amount of produce from the farm, from the field. Just have to get used to it. So obviously we're going to fill up quite quickly. So if you get the other tractor, we'll get the New Holland on the trailer. I'm not sure what we're going to have to do with the onions yet, because storing them and then picking them back up again is going to be really difficult. I don't think there's a root crop onion storage on the farm. It's something we could look at, but we don't have very much. So we could get out another loan as well, but we may just be able to sell them straight off the field. Because when we get to the end, we will have a look at what the price is. Oh, okay, so it's a bit of a delayed reaction, so that's full. So let's have a look at what the prices are, what we can get for them. So we can find onions. So yeah, it's nearly a third less. So we do really need to store them. But I can imagine they're going to take up a huge area. We need probably this tractor. Hopefully it'll be powerful enough to tow the trailer. And we need to find the trailer. So I'm going to go find the trailer. We'll get set up and over to the onion field. And I'll bring you back in when we are offloading that first full load of onions. Welcome back. Here we are. We've got our trailer all set up and ready to go. I don't know exactly how you go about unloading, whether that lifts up. I'm assuming it does. We've got our double JCBs there. Yeah, I think I've worked it out. So that lifts up. Now let's see if we can get it over the trailer. Just have to back it back a bit. Let's... Obviously, you've got to be pretty close. Look at that. Perfect. So, yeah, there's going to be an awful lot of work involved in these onions. And there always is when it comes to root crops because they're bulky. So it's pretty much, well, not even 2 full loads of this harvester will fill up the trailer. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of carting and a lot of harvesting. So what I think we'll do is we're going to start our time lapse here. We have to move this little tractor out of the way. Come on. Yeah, and we're probably going to need it back down near the bottom of the field anyway. But we'll just leave it here for now. I'll jump back into it when I need to. And we're going to start, yeah, we'll start our time lapse from here and we'll see how far we get. Welcome back. Here we are. We're just finishing off the second lap of the headland as the steam train goes hurtling by. As as you can see, I think we've already taken up 2 trailer loads. That was only just from the headland. And I've just started dropping them on the ground up near our barley field that we had. I don't know if that's the best option, but we definitely need to wait. I think that it would be worthwhile to make sure that we're getting the maximum we can get for these, because we are going to get so much. Going to get so many different loads. So I think it's important to try and hold out for a good price. The only issue is we're going to have to load them up again. And the problem with that is that there's going to be so much we're not going to have to do it just with a front loader on the JCB. We're going to have to get something more like a wheel loader that has a bucket capacity of at least 5,000 litres, but if not more if possible. Because we don't want to be doing a couple hundred loads with a 1,000 litre bucket on the front of the JCB. So that's going to be another cost. I don't think that we're going to make... I don't think we're going to break even with the onions for this first time. I think if we do them again, I think it possibly be worthwhile if you already have some of the equipment. Say you already own the big tractor, you own a bigger trailer, you have maybe production or a big wheel loader that you can use for like loading it up if you need to load it up and just stockpile them. And then also if you have the dedicated storage where you can just pour them in, and it makes it a bit easier to get them out, where we don't have really any of that at this point. So yeah, we're just going to have to go with what we're doing. It's really quite a labor intensive process, these onions, but I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying the different crops that we can be doing in FS25. It's beats just going back up and down a field with a combine harvester harvesting wheat or barley every time. And that's just a part and parcel of farming. There is these repetitive jobs and they do take a while to do, but that's what life as a farmer's like. So yeah, we just have to persevere with it. I don't want to do everything just by a time lapse, because obviously, you know, that would be a really long time lapse. I'd like to come out and talk about other things and look at other things in between. But unfortunately for onion picking, there's a lot of back and forth up and down the field. That tractor that we are using, the JCB, is really underpowered for towing the trailer. So realistically, it may be better just to have to finish off all the lifting and heading of the topping of the onions with the JCB. I mean, with the New Holland, sorry. While we look at picking up some grain from the wheat field that we did last time. I'm not too sure yet. Just have to get this lined up again. It's quite a long harvest to this. It takes a lot of maneuvering, especially doing the up and downs now. But I think I'll get the hang of it. I do like how the worker is actually swathing 2 into 1. It did miss one here, but that's all right. But it gives us a bit more room for the collecting of the onions. And it makes it just a bit quicker, because obviously we have, if 2 go into 1, it means we've got half as many passes we've got to do with this harvester. And when you're doing 10 kilometers per hour, like, yeah, you want to minimize the amount of up and down you have to do. I see that we've already got 0.3 of an hour on the tractor. So we're definitely going to be paying for a second hour. Really, I hope that we don't have to go into a third hour. Because as you can imagine, this full JCB setup with the onion harvester is quite expensive for those hourly fees. And we really will have to make a significant amount of money from these onions to actually claim that back and actually be worth doing from a perspective of renting, monetary and time wise. Line up again. Yeah, this medium-sized JCB seems to be handling this harvester quite well. Like I said, it does meet the minimum requirements. The minimum is 200 horsepower for the machine. We've got it up to the 235. Even pulling up this slight hill, we're working at this normal 10 kilometers an hour, which is what the machine is rated for. And again, we are full. It seems like the up and downs are probably maybe less than the headlands, but probably not. I think it's probably just the way the workers sorted those first few. So let's get this under again. So what I think we'll do is I'm just going to go and continue and just get one more trailer load, which isn't going to be too long because this is going to take it to about 65% because we already had some in there. So it's a little bit, and then we might jump over to jump in the combine and tidy up some of the swaths we made last time with the Macdon. Get some of that underway. Just back up a little bit, get out of the way of the harvester. Hey, because if we can free up or do that field while this is being harvested and lifted, that's something that for us to be doing different to this. Because yeah, we're definitely going to be stuck doing this lifting for quite a while. I do feel like we're making pretty good progress though. Like where the tractor's up to is almost halfway through the field. So realistically, it's not too bad. It just feels a little bit slow. There we go. Almost finished this row. Let's see if we can sneak back down one of these rows over here that's ready to go. Actually, looking at that now, I reckon that we are halfway. I reckon that that harvester, that New Holland lifter topper is halfway through the actual size of the field, because on this right hand side it's obviously quite a bit longer, but as it goes up the hill towards the forest it narrows down quite significantly. So yeah, I think it's actually going pretty good. I don't anticipate we're going to get to the end. No, we're definitely not going to get to the end. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the harvester over to the trailer for this one. Hopefully I can get it lined up close enough. On a bit of an angle of the trailer and coming at a bit of a sharp angle. There we go. Nice. I'm going to shut that down. We've already done 0.4 of an hour. So yeah, we're definitely going to go into the second hour. We're going to empty this and then we'll jump into the harvester to start cleaning up the swaths of wheat. So I'll bring you back in once we're over another field ready to go. So I'll see you in a minute or two. Welcome back. Here we are. It's starting with the wheat harvesting, or finishing off the wheat harvesting, however you want to look at it. where we collect the wheat from the swaths that we made with the Macdon. So this is exciting. And again, this is filling up quite quickly. The work we did with the field in the previous, or leading up to this crop, has been really helpful by the looks of it. And there's an awful lot of straw that's left, so we're going to need to look at baling that. Not sure exactly how or what sort of baler we're going to use for it. My preference would be a large square baler, but there's obviously a significant cost with those as opposed to a round baler. Round balers are a lot cheaper, but the big square balers just seem to be quicker and a lot easier to use. There's no stopping starting. Obviously then you need the auto stacker, so yeah, it all becomes costly. We have got a little while, I think, to think about that. Straw's not valuable until the end of the year or early next year. Depending on what we do with cattle, or we may end up wanting to keep some straw, I'm not sure yet. But I think that moving on to dairy animals, whether that be the buffalo or the dairy cattle, I think we should be holding off on for a little bit. We have other things and other goals we need to achieve first. And that should be, I think that's going to be my main objective to start with, is doing these other things, getting the castle production stuff like really well underway. I was not paying attention there, so the combine is full. So what we're going to do is, you can see that the onion lifting worker is doing a really good job. I reckon they should be nearly finished there by the time we're able to collect all the wheat from this after another time lapse. So we're going to jump out. I'm going to do some time lapse now while we do this wheat field, and then we'll come back in once we are close to completion. So we'll see you soon.
Pulling away now, faster than sound. The streets are street lights in my eyes. I'm losing my grip on you tonight. Don't stop, don't stop, don't leave me behind. Don't stop, don't stop, I'm racing through time. Don't stop moving, don't stop moving away. Don't stop moving, I need you to stay. The world keeps spinning fast, I can't keep up. Every second that passes is not enough. You're slipping through like wind through my hands. I'm chasing you down, but I can't understand. Don't stop, don't stop, don't leave me behind. Don't stop, don't stop, I'm racing through time. Don't stop moving, don't stop moving away. Don't stop moving, I need you to stay.
Welcome back. As you can see, we've got probably through half of the field for collecting the wheat, threshing the wheat out, and our worker has finished lifting the onions, which is really good. That means that we can return those lifting items and we won't need to keep them on hire. It also means that when we go back to onion collecting, we'll be able to use a higher powered New Holland for the trailer, because the poor old little JCB really struggles with a full trailer. It's struggling with the wheat, but it seems like the onions are more heavy, more dense maybe than the actual grain. I'm not 100% sure, but what we're going to do, what my plan is, is hopefully this is going to pretty well fill that trailer. It may not quite fill it, but that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to shut the combine down here. We've done half the field, so we can continue with that next time. I just want to be able to... Oh, wow. 120 litres left in the combine, but that's all right. So we're continuing later. What we're going to do is we're going to take this up and drop it off at the silo into the shed and see how much we've got. And then we'll head back to the onion field with where we can return the items that we've listed on the New Holland, and we can do the swap from the JCB to the New Holland for the trailer. As you can see from this field, we're getting quite a bit of wheat. So this is our second full load. I reckon we're going to have another, definitely another full load, possibly 2 full loads, or maybe not quite 2 full loads. I think it's going to be around that, about 4 loads total from the field, which is 19,300 litres per load is quite good. So close to 20,000. So it's, let's just estimate 80,000. I think that's, you may have started off with at 40,000 there. So yeah, if we can get over 120,000 litres of wheat, that's a significant amount of income that we can use, and when it comes to sell time in December. So let's just get this unloading. It takes a little while to unload the wheat, that's for sure, and out of this trailer. But let's just have a quick look at the storage of it. So we're looking at pretty much 80,000 litres of wheat already. And that's empty now. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully we get close to 120,000 litres. If we get close to 120,000 litres, I think we're going to be in good shape. There's be, hopefully between the wheat and the barley, be over $200,000 worth of money, profit, revenue, whatever you want to call it, from them. Yeah, there will be a lot of traveling, but that's just, you know, that's the way it is when you've got to take your produce off to the different areas for processing. We come December, we will have those cereal crops to sell, and I think the onions are pretty good around then. So I'm hoping that around December, and we are going to make a significant amount of money, which will help us pay off the loan, which will help us expand into our productions even further. I think that between now and then we should try and do another delivery of logs or wood up to the sawmill, and the logs to the sawmill and wood up to the castle, so we can look at getting the stonemasons production, because we got the large stones now. I don't know if we got them this month, so we may not actually have any yet, but let's just quickly pop over there. The magic of teleportation. Yeah, so we've only just really started. It's getting there. There's almost... Oh, hang on. Oh, yes, we must have started last month. So that's... We have a significant amount. And realistically, we still have 4,686 litres left. So it's only been 324 litres or thereabouts to create all these stones. So yeah, we're going to have a heap of these. It might be worth just selling some to start with. When let's have a look to see what price we can get for them, and if they have a preferred. So around now is actually probably a good time to sell. At what are we, about 850, 820 per pallet. So we're looking at 16 or 32, 40. Maybe 5 and a bit grand's worth of stones just sitting there, which actually doesn't sound that much now when you think about it. But yeah, it's everything a little bit helps at the start while we are trying to establish ourselves. Well, I think that, you know, that's probably it for today's video. We've got this all harvested now, ready just for collection, which we'll be doing next time. We'll finish the wheat off. So yeah, it'll be a bit more of this again, but I think that's going to give us a good amount of revenue towards the end of this in-game year. I'm really enjoying the new crop type of onions and have been loving the Macdon pack. If you've been enjoying the series so far, please do remember to comment, like, subscribe. Happy to get feedback on how things are going, just for moving forward. And other than that, remember to keep your boots dirty and your bites clean, because I'll catch you next time on DirtByte.